Welcome to CNTV. I'm Brad Clonch.
And I'm Quin Tran. The award-winning movie The Revenant stars Leonardo DiCaprio. The actor earned an Oscar this year for his role.
The Western thriller is set in the 1820s and tells the story of survival.
Watch the movie and look closely to see items made by a Chickasaw man. Eric Smith makes all of his bows and arrows by hand. He uses just a few simple tools.
These are tools that people have used for hundreds of years.
Each piece of wood is carefully selected.
Wood is like people. It's all individual. It has flaws and character issues.
This Chickasaw learned the art of bow making at age 6. His teacher, his grandfather.
You know, when my grandfather would take me out to cut a tree that would be a bow in the future, when he would find the tree, he would put his hands on the tree and he would look at it. And then he would sit down and sit back and look at the tree for a little bit. And he was envisioning what could become of that. As Indian people, I think, have a great respect for our environment and nature.
That's why Eric takes great care of the wood he carves. Every step has direction and purpose, from removing the bark and the sap wood to finding the growth ring.
Narrow that up so that we're inside that. That growth ring has to be, the same growth ring from one end of the bow to the other to keep the bow from breaking. My bows and arrows are alive, that they kind of have a spirit of their own. You really get connected with pieces that you make. And when you're excited about making bows and arrows and any cultural items, people around you get excited as well.
Even movie makers are taking notice of his work. The Academy Award-winning frontier epic movie, The Revenant, features Eric's handmade bows and arrows. Eric says when the producers approached him, he was hesitant at first.
The thing that really hooked me was when she said, "We want everything to be historically accurate. We don't want them for looks, we want them to be used. And we want them to, to work. And we want to see the details." That could naturally break if it were to be on an edge of a bow.
Eric, along with his apprentice, Laughter Smith, had just a few weeks to make 35 bows and 300 arrows.
Together, the two of us worked, 6 days a week, 15 hours a day, until we got it done. But in the end, on screen, seeing that, was such a gratification to our work and what we do, and it was a great accomplishment. It was an amazing experience, and I was so proud of that, and I was proud not only for myself, but for my Chickasaw people. This is a great accomplishment. What a way to represent my nation.
He says his Chickasaw culture is his identity. Eric Smith has great respect for his Chickasaw heritage and a passion for perfecting bow making.
And even though at this point in my life I've made well over 1,000 bows in 30 years, I keep at it because I feel that I've never made a perfect bow. I've made really great bows, but I don't think I've ever made a perfect bow. So anything we do, whether it's pottery, basket making, any art reflecting our people and our culture, we owe it to the culture to do it to the best of our ability. And we should learn everything we possibly can to portray it right.
It's getting it right that makes his handmade bows, arrows, and quivers so special, so authentic, and he's passing it on through teaching. Eric shared with us his experience starting up a program and teaching bow making to students at Riverside Indian School in Anadarko, Oklahoma.
And right now he's being sought out for another project on the screen. HBO Films has asked him to make bows and arrows for its Lewis and Clark miniseries. We take you now to Sulphur, Oklahoma. This is one of the biggest annual spring events at the Chickasaw Cultural Center. The Three Sisters celebration attracted thousands of people, families from Oklahoma and surrounding states during spring break. The festival features horticulture-related activities, sharing the story of the Three Sisters, corn, bean, and squash, and the ancient method of gardening those crops in harmony. Families enjoyed all of the hands-on learning, crafts, and other outdoor activities.
It's Oklahoma history. It's my favorite part of Oklahoma history. So, yeah.
This is what made us us. So, the roots of what we used to do to sustain ourselves, it's good to, know that before modern technologies kind of made everything to where you don't even need to know it anymore. So, I think it's good just to have that basic knowledge of what we came from.
This year's festival spanned over 16 days during the spring break season, allowing families to travel to the Cultural Center to explore and experience the Chickasaw culture. A new Pendleton blanket now features the Three Sisters. Chickasaw artist Brenda Kingery's painting of Three Sisters was the inspiration for the new Pendleton blanket's heritage design. Her work depicts the gardens grown by Chickasaw women using the traditional Three Sisters planting method. Brenda Kingery is the first Chickasaw woman to have her work featured on a Pendleton blanket. The blanket is available at the Chickasaw Cultural Center.
Mark your calendars for the dynamic women of the Chickasaw Nation Conference and Forum. The event will be held April 14th and 15th. The beautiful Artesian Hotel will host the event that features panel discussions, sessions, and lessons on topics related to the Chickasaw experience. Visit chickasaw.net for more information. The Chickasaw Nation is accepting applications right now for the 2016 youth camps, clinics, and academies.
Get those applications in. The deadline is April 15th. Go to chickasaw.net for more on the educational and recreational opportunities for youth this summer.
Well, we thank you so much for spending time with us here on CNTV.
Join us again soon for another episode of CNTV.